everyone, and welcome to MeowMix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Jerry.
It's a Wednesday edition of the MeowMix podcast. We're going a day early this week because of the holiday, the Thanksgiving holiday.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble. So we don't have injury reports, unfortunately, to talk about, although there's a couple of news items there. We have some idea about who may or may not be playing for the Panthers, at least. Pro Bowl wide receiver Adam Thielen for the Vikings was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list on Monday. We don't know why. We don't know if it's a contact thing or if he actually tested positive. There has been no news out of the Minnesota about that.
Yeah. As a Panther fan, I really hope he doesn't play, as him and Jefferson are a dynamic pass catching duo. I mean, and especially because I don't think Dante Jackson is going to play this week. I think they're going to hold him out another week. Just we'll let him take that bye off too, and then hopefully have him after that bye, just like Christian McCaffrey. I do think Teddy Bridgewater is going to play, though.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it then. We'll go ahead and kind of get into the preview here. There are no official injury reports yet. So we're just going to kind of go off of what we think is going to happen. We mentioned Thielen. I agree that I think Teddy is going to play. I definitely agree that Christian McCaffrey will not play. Dante Jackson, I don't think will play. Russell Okung, I don't think will play. I think all the guys that were out last week, aside from Teddy, will not play and should not play, honestly. Teddy, because I think he actually, he definitely wants to go back to Minnesota and play.
Oh, yeah. That's why I have no doubt that he's going to play if possible.
Yeah. Outside of Thielen for Minnesota, I was looking at their inactives last week, and I didn't really see anyone of consequence that was out. So I think they're going to be pretty healthy coming in. And this is an excellent offensive team.
I'm going to go ahead and just jump into it real quick. Minnesota averages 26.4 points per game, 150 yards on the ground per game, and 236 through the air. Defensively, though, they're young. They're a very young, inexperienced type of team, and they've been giving up a lot of points. They're 27th ranked in scoring defense, giving up 27.8 points per game, 122 yards per game rushing, and 260 yards per game passing. So the goal is to outpace them. Almost every game this year, it seems like you just have to score more points, obviously. But, I mean, it's going to be a track meet. Their offense is very dangerous with Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is a beast. And I personally think that if we have any chance, we have to slow him down. You're not going to be able to stop him, but you have to slow him down.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough because he missed a game this year. He's only played 9 games, and he's already over 1,000 yards. He is by far, I think, the best running back in the game that's healthy right now. I'd still take McCaffrey over him, but yeah, he's awesome. He's got 13 rushing touchdowns. The Vikings defense, as you said, not good. The least amount of points they've given up all year was 13, and that was to the Bears, and that was a weird game. That was the week before this past week. They had just lost to the Cowboys 31-28. The Cowboys are not a good team. So this is really a game that the Panthers could win. And that game, by the way, was in Minnesota. So that was a home game for them. This is a game the Panthers could win. But offensively, like you said, man, like Cook, Jefferson, their rookie wide receiver, is a revelation. They haven't dropped off at all from losing Stephon Diggs. In fact, they may even be better.
Yeah. I don't know if you've watched any of Minnesota's games. If you watch him play, it's amazing. He catches the ball and then turns upfield. He'll make a guy miss. He's extremely dangerous, especially if he's going to be going against, Troy Pride or Stanley Thomas Oliver, who started last week and did good.
Yeah.
But Jefferson can very much exploit that, especially if Thielen is out there as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a key. If Thielen is not out there, then I'm feeling a lot differently about this matchup because you put Rasul Douglas on Jefferson, and then I mean their other wide receivers are nobody that you've heard of probably. So I think we'd be okay there. Kirk Cousins has had a pretty good year. He's sixth in PFF rankings.
Is completing 66.9% of his passes, has 2,461 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions.
Yeah, so he will give the ball up. He will
Yeah.
throw an interception here and there. But he's having a pretty good offensive year, and those two wide receivers are making it pretty easy for him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Defensively, nobody really of consequence on that defense that scares me. Anybody that jumps out at you?
No one jumps out that scares me. Harrison Smith, their safety, is very good. I would be nervous going towards him that often. But the rest of the defense, for the most part, Eric Kendricks. Eric Kendricks is a really good linebacker.
Yeah. But I mean, their edge rushers are mediocre at best. Their interior defensive linemen are mediocre at best. Their corners are mediocre at best. So I actually think, and the numbers prove it, right? They give up almost 28 points a game. So the defense is not very good. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I think it's going to be another high scoring game. Well, another game we expect to be high scoring, right? I mean, last week we thought that game was going to be high scoring. And it was anything but. So I definitely like the skill players on the Vikings way more than I like the skill players on the Lions. So I don't expect another shutout.
No, definitely not.
But as long as Teddy's healthy, I think the Panthers offensively will be better than they were last week.
Yeah. I think they should run a lot of RPOs with Teddy this week because that's what Dallas did. And Dallas picked him apart by getting the ball out of his hands so quickly. It confused that young, inexperienced defense. And that's what I think you have to continue to do and just kind of confuse them. Let them out there.
Yeah, I'm honestly don't know what the Panthers should focus on defensively in this game. You stop Dalvin Cook, that means you're loading the box. That means those receivers are, one of them is going to be running free or one-on-one matchups, and both of them can beat a one-on-one matchup. You focus on stopping the receivers, then Dalvin Cook is going to destroy you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what do you pick your poison, I guess, but which one would you focus on if you're making the defensive game plan this week?
I would stopping Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
As much as you can, like I said, slowing him down. I think Tahir Whitehead did not play a single snap last week, and I'm hoping he continues to not play a single snap this week. Yes. I think Jermaine Carter plays a lot better against the run. His PFF score shows that. And leave him out there. Let the young guy kind of play. If he makes mistakes, at least he's learning from those mistakes. And maybe he can be, a contributor long-term here while Tahir Whitehead we know is gone. Slow down Dalvin Cook as much as possible. Try to get to Kirk Cousins. He does make mistakes, and he's prone to holding on to the ball for a while because a lot of their pass plays are deep passes.
Yeah, and as we said earlier, Kirk Cousins does make the occasional mistake. He's got 11 interceptions in 9 or 10 games. So he is prone to give one up here and there. I 100% agree with what you said about Tahir Whitehead. Get him, keep him out of the lineup. Last week, he didn't play a single snap, and the Panthers didn't give up a single point.
Well, we can't contribute that all.
No, I'm contributing 100% to Tahir Whitehead. Correlation is causation in this case. And yeah, Tahir Whitehead, I'm honestly like, Jermaine Carter is a better linebacker at this point of his career. Tahir Whitehead has been a negative for the Panthers on defense. We've talked about it all season long. There's no reason to put him out there unless Jermaine Carter gets hurt. Jermaine Carter played a very good game. he has an 85 run defense on PFF versus a 34 for Tahir Whitehead. That is a massive difference. That puts Jermaine Carter at among the elite,
And Tahir
linebackers and run
Whitehead
defense.
was supposed to be brought here as a run-stuffing linebacker.
Yeah. I just like the way the defense looked last week. Obviously, they gave up 0 points. And some of that was due to who we were facing, but a lot of it was due to just the game plan and the personnel that were out there. And those guys were playing hard. Like whatever voodoo magic that Shaq Thompson worked with his speech to the team after that drumming that they took against Tampa Bay a couple of weeks ago. Keep it up, man. Like keep that leadership going. That's what we've needed from you. That's what we were hoping to get from you. And it looks like maybe it's finally sinking in.
And Phil Snow also changed the game plan a lot. He blitzed. I think it was the second most the Panthers have blitzed all year. Blitzing, especially on third down, helps out so much. And they were sending pressure from different points. It wasn't always the only 3 linemen. And I think that helps out. And I'm hoping Phil Snow, that helps out in the NFL. And let's try to keep working it.
Yeah, maybe a little revelation for him.
Yeah.
Keep, getting Burns one-on-one matchups.
Send
and
the
let
Burn.
him work. Yeah, let him work. I don't know, man. I mean, our wide receivers are really good too. Like I would put our 3 wide receivers up against almost anybody's 3 wide receivers in the league. I think they're right up there. Definitely like top 2 or 3 in terms of skill set and talent.
Well, okay, don't take their 3rd wide receiver. Take Kyle Rudolph as their 3rd wide receiver.
No, I'm saying wide receivers is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking, and even Kyle Rudolph is not what he used to be. He's a red zone threat, but he's not giving you more than 15, 20 yards a game most of the time.
I agree. I think we have top 3 wide receivers, one of the best in the league. Just hands down. I'm just scared of this offense, especially after taking that loss to Dallas. I think that because that knocked them into the playoff purgatory, kind of where the Panthers are. They're only a half game ahead of them at 4-6.
Yeah, they really needed that win last week,
and
they didn't get it. That could go either way. They could be feeling a little down on themselves and feeling like they are out of it, or they could be backs against the wall, desperate. Which that's not something you really want to see if you're an opposing defense coming in against that kind of offense. Either way, they're going to have to stop the Panthers.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a difficult task for them. I do see this as a high-scoring game, as we said. I think, unfortunately, that Dalvin Cook is going to go crazy in this game. He's such a good running back. The Panthers' run defense has been better of late, but they haven't faced anybody like Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook just runs over everybody. And I see the Vikings, I think, probably they're averaging 150 yards a game rushing. I could see them easily getting that, maybe even a little more.
I think they're going to actually slow them down. I think the team has gotten better at the run defense. The past 3 games, they've been giving up, I think it's 95 yards per game. So, and yes, they had that Lions game. And that Bucks game, they had that 98-yard run. But besides that, they did a good job. I mean, again, 98 yards. And if Dalvin Cook
Still
gets that,
counts.
it's, yeah. But they've been really improving on the run. I think they'll go lower. I think, their average for the year is 112. I could see them getting to like 120 or so, or even less.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty confident. Would you want to?
Beer bet of the week.
Yeah. Beer bet of the week. Okay. So let's set it at like 1. I mean, I'm willing to give you like 140.
I'll take that.
Okay. So over 140, I win. Under 140, you win. That doesn't mean I think that the Vikings are going to win this game by any means, by the way. I just think that Dalvin Cook's going to have a really, really nice game.
Now, my bold prediction is going through the air. Teddy Bridgewater goes back to Minnesota. He proves that they made a mistake by moving on before letting him get healthy. Throws for over 350 yards this game.
Wow. That would be awesome. And we sort of glossed over the fact that this is sort of Teddy's homecoming. Has he played against Minnesota in Minnesota since he's
I mean, he hasn't
been
started,
healthy?
obviously. I mean, that's
I mean, was that when I hit the 5 games last year? I guess not.
no.
Okay. So this is it. So, I mean, another congratulations to Teddy for coming back from that horrific injury.
If Dalvin Cook has a great game, I think that it's over for the Panthers, to be honest with you.
I mean, Dalvin Cook's had a great season, and they're 4-6.
I mean, that's true. Their defense has played awful.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the prediction then. I'll let you go first. What do you think this game looks like? Final score.
Final score, I have Minnesota 27, Carolina 24.
I wish I could show you mine. Minnesota 28, Panthers 23. We are right there together. Yeah, unfortunately.
I was hoping that my loss last week when I predicted Detroit win, that I'll continue on with, picking them to lose. And if they win every time I pick them to lose, I'm just going to keep doing that.
There you go. Yeah, unfortunately, I just think that the offense is going to be a little too much for the Panthers in this game. I really hope that Teddy can move the ball enough to where the Panthers can score enough to win this game, but I just see a little bit of a defensive regression coming after last week's just domination of the Lions.
I do too.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think the way this game starts is going to be a real harbinger of how the game is going to go. If the Panthers can do what they did against the Lions and force a few punts early in the game and get a little bit of momentum going defensively, I think the momentum is huge for the Panthers defensively. They seem to thrive on it more than most teams I've seen recently. So I'm hoping that the Panthers can get some of that momentum going. But I think you and I, we're still not sold on Phil Snow.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where my prediction is coming from is I just, show it to me twice in a row that you can put a good game plan together to stop, especially an offense like this.
No, I agree. And I'm hoping Jeremy Chin may make that type of play that inspires the rest of the defense to come up. Mm-hmm. It's either Brian Burns or Jeremy Chin typically seem to be making those plays. So,
yeah. I mean, if you look at the last 5 games for the Panthers, 27 points, 25 points, 33 points, 46 points, 0 points.
Yeah.
It's still a little insane that the Panthers won that game with a shutout last week. It came out of nowhere. So I think this is going to be, unfortunately, a little more like those other games. But we'll see.
All right. We want to thank everyone for listening. If you like the show, please let your friends know. Please follow us on Twitter at MeowMix Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com. And if you leave us a 5-star review with a comment on Apple Podcasts, we'll read the comment on the show.
We'll be back on Monday morning with our recap of the Panthers-Minnesota game. Until then, everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the games this weekend. And until next time, keep pounding.
Gobble, gobble.